Good morning, baseball fans, and welcome back to Dan's Vintage Baseball PC. Do not be fooled by that fancy name. It's just me and some friends talking about baseball cards. Well, it's Super Bowl weekend, so no friends today, but I decided to do something that I don't normally do. I'm not a big video response or VR person. I think I've only done one in like 18 months on YouTube. But this one sort of aligned with a show that I was sort of thinking about doing anyway. It's a challenge set forth by Josh from a Vintage Card Wonderland, a terrific new channel who I would recommend subscribing to, and I will link below to Josh's channel. Real good vintage collector, and I saw him recently on Alex Bowman 53's Sunday night Cardroom Live, and I was, rather impressed with his vintage knowledge, and I'll link to that video also down below. But so, did a lot of research on this actually. Came up with a list of the top 10 lowest population cards in my vintage PC collection or vintage collection. So 10 cards, I'm going to go through them all. Some of these, I believe, I've shown before briefly on things like SGC reveals and mail-ins and acquisitions, etc. But I always think that they're great to take a look at because they're low pop and rare stuff. This is number 10. This is a 1928 York Caramels E210 Type 2. This is Gabby Hartnett, the Hall of Fame catcher from the Cubs. As you notice, it says 1927 on the label, but SGC screwed up because it literally says 1928 right on the card. That being as it may, Type 1s are 27, Type 2s are 28. This card has an SGC population of 1. That's this example. But PSA has 5 graded examples. So this is a Pop 6 card if you use both grading companies. Number 9 is the 1917 Collins McCarthy Benny Kauf. Benny Kauf was known as the Ty Cobb of the Federal League. The Federal League existed for 2 years, 1914 and 1915. And Benny Kauf won the batting title in both seasons. Went on to become a major part of the New York Giants after that, and ultimately was banned from baseball by Commissioner Landis for something to do with stolen cars, for which he was acquitted at trial, but ultimately Judge Landis decided he wasn't the kind of person who should be in Major League Baseball. Anyway, this 1917 Collins McCarthy Benny Kauf is an SGC Pop 4. PSA has graded 1, so this is a Pop 5 total. Number 8 is a 1915 Postaco or Postico stamp of Eugene Corum. He was a pitcher for the 1914 Braves, which is why this card is in my collection. Pitched only, I believe, in 2 seasons. 14 was his best season, and of course, a miracle season and a world championship. Eugene is a Pop SGC Pop 2, PSA Pop 3. That makes this a total population of 5 graded cards. That was 7. Number 6 is the 1949-15 Tolataros Marvin Williams. Marvin Williams was a Negro Leagues legend who played all over the world. Mexico, Puerto Rico, Cuba, South America. I'm sure he probably even played in Europe. But Marvin Williams was one of the 3 Negro League players who had a tryout at Fenway Park in 1945 with Jackie Robinson and Sam Jethro, a controversial tryout because it said that the Red Sox really had no intention of signing any one of the 3 players, and in fact, we're doing this just to avoid negative publicity. That being as it may, this Tolataros Marvin Williams card is a playing days card, and one of the few that he has. It is an SGC Pop 3, PSA Pop 1 for a total of Pop 4. Next card is another Collins McCarthy. This is the legendary pitcher Dick Rudolph. Dick Rudolph was a 26-game winner for the 1914 Braves. and had a pretty decent career. Dick Rudolph is from New York, graduated from Fordham University. He's buried in the Bronx. Anyway, Dick Rudolph, Collins McCarthy is an SGC 2, PSA Pop 1 for a total of 3. Next card is next card is a big card. Again, Benikoff. We don't need to talk about his history, but this is a 1916 Fleischmann Bakery. It is a large card. It is no tab, and it is an SGC Pop 1. PSA has graded 2 of these for a total population of 3. The next card is a 1946-47 Caramella Deportivo, Adolfo Luque. This is Adolfo Luque was a pitcher for many years in the major leagues, won close to 200 games, won I think 27 games in one season, was a world champion with the New York Giants, and I believe it was 1935 or 36, I forget which year, sorry. Anyway, Adolfo Luque, Cuban legend, one of the first major Cuban stars in the major leagues, and should be in the Hall of Fame. This card is an SGC Pop 2. PSA has graded 0 of these, so it's a total population of 2. Next card is a 1922 Hafner's Bread. This is Hank Gowdy, who caught for many years in the major leagues, was on a bunch of Hall of Fame ballots, but is not a Hall of Famer. He was the catcher for the 1914 Boston Braves, who you'll notice quite a few of them are in this. Hank Gowdy, Hafner's Bread is an SGC Pop 2. PSA has graded 0 of these. I love the back of this one. Hafner's Bread, Big Tato Loaf, Pop 2. This is a 1912 Colgan's Chips Tin Tops. Fred Merkle, of course, Fred Merkle is known for Merkle's boner, unfairly criticized for a incident at second base, which resulted in the Giants having to lose a game and ultimately lost the pennant. And so Fred Merkle is unfairly portrayed as a GOAT, not a GOAT greatest of all time, but a GOAT in the old-fashioned sense of somebody who messed up. And but he had a good, solid career. He's a good, solid player. Fred Merkle, Colgan Chips Tin Tops is a population SGC 2. PSA has graded 0 of these. I picked this up at the National last year before Fred Merkle's great niece could buy every Fred Merkle item at the entire National, which she apparently tried to do. And so we have one last card. This is number 1 on my list. It is a Homes to Home. Homes to Home it was a baking or a bread baking company from Washington, D.C., I believe. Homes to Homes Bread is one of the what is it called? The M101-4 and -5 particular advertising backs. Homes to Home, I think there was maybe one big tranche of cards that came into the hobby years ago, and it was all apparently from one collection, and they all have damage to the back because they were all put in an album for many years. This is Herbie Moran. Herbie Moran was an outfielder for, you guessed it, the 1914 Miracle Braves. This card, Homes to Home, Herbie Moran is a population 1. SGC has graded 1, this example, and PSA has graded 0. So if you add up my total of low pop cards, you come up with a number of 33, beginning with Gabby Hartnett as number 10 with a pop 6, and Herbie Moran, Homes to Homes, with a pop 1. So 33 total is my number. So that's the video response, and I hope you all are enjoying your Super Bowl weekend. I certainly will be at the time that this video is aired to my channel. So, folks, next week I will have a guest because it's not Super Bowl weekend anymore. Very exciting show coming up about the 1939 New York Yankees. My guest and I are both going to show our complete 1939 play ball New York Yankees sets, and I have some other items too, some 1939 Gowdy premiums and some other cards from the players in that set. So thanks, take care, enjoy, and we'll see you